I call it Amitayus Stupa. And of course, Amitayus means Buddha of infinite life, and that is Amita. He is called either Buddha of infinite life or Buddha of infinite light. And just beyond the stone with that carving in it that you see, I have a granite vertical stone that is upright and says the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, the 6 Chinese characters. Really fantastic. I really love that. And that one has the embedded letters painted in white. So here we come upon the the main part of the so-called stupa. And you can see that huge boulder. That boulder is about 7,000 pounds, the top one. And it sets on another huge boulder. I selected these from a stone sales place up near Marion, North Carolina. And in that hole there, I've actually plugged that hole with some Buddhist relics, you know, little stupas, little statues, little things that, you know, is consistent with how they did with stupas, is they embedded things in them, or even in statues. So, and then to the left, I've got a big stone that can nicely serve as kind of a sitting area, because what you're doing is you're looking at this huge boulder, and what I have embedded in it is a key phrase from the Lotus Sutra, which to my mind again relates to Amitayus Buddha, when in the 16th chapter of the Lotus Sutra he says this: repeatedly am I born in the world of the living. So that's a quote from the Tathagata. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Gives me great comfort to know that the Buddha has existed into the long ago past and continues to exist on into the future. So moving to the Prajnaparamita literature, Perfection of Wisdom, many of you will know that at the end of the Diamond Sutra, which is one of the 40 renderings or versions, I should say, of the Prajnaparamita Sutra, we have this incredibly profound statement where the Buddha is asked, he says, you know, what the disciples are saying, how should we teach this? What should we say to people when they ask us what your teaching was? And he said to the effect, let them consider it to be like a dream, an illusion, a bubble and a shadow, like a cloud, a dewdrop, and a flash of lightning. So I'm just going to leave that one and let you ponder it as we continue to walk around this main large stupa, stone or boulder. And now you can see my legs, unfortunately, the shadow of my legs as I'm walking and turning. You can see it's like a circular path. The neighbors call it my meditation garden, which that's cool. That's fine. I like that. And there's this nice holly sort of right in the center, and there's the grotto, and we will get to that, I promise. And there to the left is the exit, which you can hardly see, and I've got a couple of pillars there to serve as an entry point from the other street. So coming back, moving forward. Here we are going toward a big stone. And if you haven't noticed, each of these large stones is carved in a sense with a different language, even though they all represent key Buddhist mantras. And this one, of course, is in the Pali language. And it says, Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. Which of course means I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. And there is a small Buddha statue overseeing and overlooking these three refuges or three treasures. Turning, going toward the so-called grotto. You can see it there with a bench in front of it, sitting bench. And who do we have represented and honored inside this structure is, of course, Avalokiteshvara, or Kuan Yin, who is the regarder of the cries of the world. Infinite compassion, always ready to respond to beings, whatever their difficulties. And in this one, she's standing on the ocean on a dragon. And her right hand, I think she's holding a vase filled with healing dew. Let me try to get a little bit closer. Okay, now going back. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. Walking back around the holly tree toward the sun. Sun setting in the west. Amita's Pure Land out there someplace in the west. Turning, going back toward my house. On the path. I hope this video turns out to be not too jarring and having decent, at least, audio. I'm enjoying the walk, as I always enjoy coming out here to this wooded path. Here I have 3 stones, and I haven't decided what to carve in them. Probably Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Again, the 3 sources of our refuge. The Buddha, which can be many levels. It can be Buddha Shakyamuni, it can be Amita Buddha, it can be Vairocana Buddha, it can be Medicine Buddha. The Dharma, the wonderful Buddha Dharma, the teachings of the Theravada school, the teachings of the Mahayana school, the teachings of the Vajrayana school, all of the various 84,000 teachings geared through skillful means to be in accordance with the needs of sentient beings. And the Sangha, and I'm very grateful for the many Sanghas, 3 or 4 different Sanghas in a sense, none of them unfortunately being ones where I can meet face to face, other than a couple of friends in the area who have some Buddhist leanings. But you know, I think some of you know I am a member of the West LA Buddhist Temple. I do have the friends that I correspond with in the context of my YouTube channel. I also have colleagues and team members with whom I create more complex videos that have English and Chinese subtitles. And so, you know, it's cool. I'm doing all right. Now, as we're approaching the house, actually, I'm going to go to the left, and then I'm going to end by coming back, which would be going to the right. Because who we see here is another statue of Avalokiteshvara. Or Kuan Yin. But before we get there, what do we find as the mantra at the end of the Heart Sutra? The wonderful Heart Sutra that Avalokiteshvara is preaching to Shariputra. The supreme mantra, the wonderful mantra, Gate, Gate, Para Gate, Parasamgate, Bodhisvaha, which I understand to mean more or less gone beyond, way beyond, beyond the other shore, enlightenment, Bodhi. The perfection of wisdom, Prajna. And Avalokiteshvara, Amitayus Buddha's emanation, representing infinite compassion for all beings. Going back, back toward the sun, back toward the west. And who do we find here? A statue that I think of, well, I guess it's a statue of Shakyamuni because it's in the form of Shakyamuni, but the stone is the great mantra Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I take refuge in Amida Buddha.